Hey everybody, I'm very excited today. I have my good buddy Thach in town. What's going on, dude?
Hey, I'm excited. Hot as hell out there. I'm excited though.
Damn. No, man. Well, you're in town for Limitless. Right?
Oh, yes.
What's your topic?
My topic is I'm going to talk about, and I think a lot of people who are starting out, they don't realize you don't even need 500. If you have 5 or 10 nice, good single family doors, just for example, in good area, if you let it compound appreciate the next 10, 20 years, and I'm going to show the math on stage on someone who owns 5 property, outperform someone who make millions a year that don't invest.
Yeah. With that, my wife owns 5 properties in Scottsdale.
Okay.
They're homes with 2-car garages.
Yes.
And these are $600,000 to $1 million homes.
Yes.
Her tenants have paid them off.
Yes.
And she's getting a lot of rent, like $2,000 to $3,000 to $3,500 a month.
How long ago has she owned those properties?
All over the map. So she's been acquiring one, maybe, she's probably acquired them over 8 or 9 years.
And if we speed up the process, say 20 years from now,
oh yeah,
30 years from now, what do you think those 5 properties be worth?
She'll never sell these things,
right?
Because also the other thing, different than I am, she doesn't like debt.
Yeah.
So for her, she doesn't want any debt. So she likes to pay everything off. Whereas I, of course, like to use debt, but she doesn't. That's just her philosophy.
Sure.
So everything falls to the bottom line for her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of cash flow.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the area she invests in. I mean, she probably paid what? Probably if it's worth $600,000 today, she probably paid what? Probably maybe 300-some thousand back then.
I know a couple of them were under 200.
200.
Yeah, like 190. I know for sure one of them was 190.
What do you think the appreciation is in Arizona?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Annually, a year.
A lot.
7%?
Yeah, at least.
At least, right?
In some years higher.
So we higher. So I mean, it could be double every 7 to 10 years. Yeah. So my talk at Limitless this year, I wanted to show people someone who make millions a year who don't invest, compared to an average Joe who make $400,000, invest and buy 5 property, and then let it ride. That at the end of the 20 year, they will outperform the guy who make million that don't invest. And I want people to see that it's very doable. Anybody who's starting out, they can own 5 rental properties.
Yeah.
And then if they want to go more, good for them.
Yep.
Right. But that's my whole thing. Let them see compound appreciation and the power of it. I think it's great to have goals. I want to own 500 doors one day, like Ken or Thach or all these people. If you just brand new, hey, get 5 or 10 of them, right? And then see what happens. If you love it, keep going. But if you have 5 or 10 and it's paid off, your life will be set forever, generational wealth forever. That is how simple it is. I want people to really see it and see that this game hasn't to be so big that, they can dream about it, they can't do it. I want to show how tangible it is to own 5 or 10 property.
What do you see coming down the line here?
I've been doing this now for almost 4 decades.
Yeah.
I started in 91. You and I, but you started way longer than me. But I see this 10-year cycle. And this 10-year cycle, what I have seen now, this is my 4th time seeing it, is every 10 year, we have this great rise. And then 2 to 2.5 years, it reset itself.
Yeah.
And I see that 22, 23, and some of 24 is all going to be all reset. So I think, in my opinion, that the 10-year cycle is about to start again sometime in 24, maybe 25. So for me, if I'm owning long-term and the deals are relatively decent right now, depending on what you're buying and where you're buying, your rates are a little higher, and the cycle is going to start. The moment interest rates start to drop, regular buyers are going to go out there and start buying. Investors are going to start buying. Prices are going to go up. I'm if I find a good deal and I'm going to hold it for 10 plus years, I don't care if the market drop a little more, because I'm going to hold it for the next 10 plus years. So I'm jumping in now. And I think the 10-year cycle is coming around the corner now. And I'd rather get in front of it versus waiting for everybody to get out the fence and then jump on it. Then now you got too much competition. I see that coming.
You've been in the business 40 years. Our whole career has been based on 6% interest rates.
Yes. When I started, man, I was like 10, 11.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So everybody's like freaking out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
they keep comparing it to 3 to 4, right?
Right.
Man, but when I started real estate 30, 40 years ago, it was at 9 and 10, and people were still buying and selling.
Correct.
Yeah. And they were still investing.
Right. So everybody's freaking out right now. And I'm like, listen, the Fed's just trying to lower inflation.
That's it.
Inflation affects everyone.
Yes.
They're not. And by the way, real estate is inflationary.
Yes.
Rents when they go up and real estate prices when they're going up, that's inflationary. So the Fed, that's one of their strategies, raise the interest rate so there's not as much going on. And it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
I see it coming. I see the rates going down.
Correct.
Right. And I see that, they're gonna have to bring it back down to keep this real estate machine, because you and I know they need the real estate train to move, because everything happened when the real estate train moved.
When low interest rates create momentum, create consumption.
Yeah.
And that kind of it's the oil in the engine, right?
Yeah. This is why I think anybody out there, if you're not investing in real estate, do it, because if this 10-year cycle is coming around the corner, if you can buy at the beginning of the cycle, hold it for a 10-year, and it's all but upswing like from the past, if it does it again, you're going to win here in the next 10 years. I think at the end of the day is that if you have an opportunity to own real estate,
I agree.
they're never going to be able to keep up with the supply.
It's insane. I think I've read all kinds of studies, the National Multi-Housing Council, the NAA, the National Multi-Home Builders, and there's anywhere from 3 to 5 million short.
Yeah.
So there's different studies and different rationales around all this, but we know it's in the several million for sure.
Yeah.
And, and we were just getting there before the Fed started increasing rates.
Yeah.
Because as you know, we have 6 projects. And we put 4 on the shelf right now because of the higher rate.
Yeah, me too.
And we're not the only one.
Yeah, I'm doing that in Seattle. I got a bunch of new construction.
Yep.
And I'm slowly building them. I'm paying right now, even at traditional construction banker, not even hard money. I'm paying 9.5 for construction loan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
And
I was only paying 5.5 back then before all this happened. What would you say to the people out there that's been on the fence and they've been wanting to invest, but they haven't pulled the trigger?
Yeah, well, I think that if it cash flows,
yes,
you and I have the same strategy.
Yeah.
It looks after 40 years, it might look like it was easy.
Yeah.
But the reason we're still around is because we had a cash flow-based strategy from the beginning. So if a market pops, like it happened to me in 2005,
yes,
I bought a property in Austin, Texas, 220 units, and a year later, it was worth less than I paid.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what saved my butt? The occupancy.
Yes.
The renters.
Yes.
Cash flow.
That's right.
So if I had to sell, then I would have lost money.
That's right.
But, these are long-term holds for us. We want the tenants to pay them off.
Yeah.
So I would say if you can cash flow it, to your point, let the tenants pay it off for you.
That's right.
Take the tax advantages, which are massive, and make sure that it cash flows and have some pride of ownership in the way you run it.
Yeah.
And you'll be just fine. And you'll always be happy as a retirement strategy, as a wealth builder. You can't go wrong.
You can't.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I would say 3 things. What I realize, if you're on the fence, if you always want to be your own boss, this is your chance to be your own boss.
Correct.
Number 2, if you want to leave your job, if you go out there and get 5 or 6 rental property, 10 max, you create enough cash flow, you can actually now leave your job and you can live off that cash flow on your lifestyle.
That's what my wife did.
Right? That's exactly what your wife did. And then number 3 is that it don't matter how much money you make, you can never outperform compound appreciation. I came from Vietnam with $0 in the early 70s at 5 years old. I have over $100 million right now. And it didn't come from me working hard. It came from compound appreciation.
Yes.
So again, those are my reasons. If you're on the fence and you want to invest in real estate, those are my reasons from my own life experience, you guys. It's a great time to do it for cash flow. Pull the trigger.
Yeah. So Thach, how do people get a hold of you?
My Instagram. You guys, see me on Instagram and follow me on Instagram. We post inspirational video, tips on real estate every day. And that's my goal, just to give people more free tips so they can get inspired and pull the trigger.